Good morning, fellow advocates. Welcome to my channel where we take you on the journey of our work with migrant workers. My name is Ruby, registered nurse and part of an advocacy group for migrant workers. If you don't already follow me, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Today, we are on our way to speak with a member of the provincial government and advocate for migrant workers to receive access to all healthcare services during their time in Canada. I got here a bit early, so I thought I would share how foreign nationals can temporarily work in Canada. Foreign nationals can work in Canada via the Temporary Foreign Worker Program and the International Mobility Program. The Temporary Foreign Worker Program allows employers to fill jobs in cases where qualified Canadians are not available and is based on labor market needs for specific occupations and regions. The International Mobility Program allows the advancement of Canada's economic, social, and cultural national interests and based on reciprocity. The main difference is that Temporary Foreign Worker Program requires the employer to submit a labor market impact assessment proving that there will be a positive or neutral impact to the Canadian labor market if the employer hires a foreign worker. Within the Temporary Foreign Worker Program includes temporary foreign agricultural workers who are employed in farms, nurseries, and greenhouses, and foreign caregivers who are employed as childcare providers, live-in caregivers, personal care attendants, and attendants for persons with disabilities. So our meeting today will focus on the Temporary Foreign Worker Program, including the Temporary Agricultural Work Program and those working as foreign caregivers. They are amongst the group of people with precarious work statuses in Canada. Oh great, the rest of the group just got here. There are 3 of us going to the meeting today supporting each other, but we are not allowed to videotape inside the meeting room. So I'll share an illustration video of the meeting and hopefully it'll inspire you to get active in advocacy work. Mr. MPP, thank you for your time and attention. With me today is Dee, a social worker, and Kevin, a legal advocate. We are members of an advocacy group for migrant workers' health access rights. We appreciate you meeting with us today to discuss an important issue affecting migrant workers in Canada. There are 3 areas that we would like to cover today. First, I will go over why migrant workers' health declines once they are in Canada due to unsafe working conditions and poor living conditions. Second, Dee will tell you why migrant workers experience high levels of social isolation, leading to psychological difficulties. And third, Kevin will discuss how the current federal health system for migrant workers is inadequate. For these reasons, migrant workers should have access to all healthcare while in Canada. Beginning with our first argument, many temporary foreign workers arrive in Canada with excellent health, but experience progressive health decline and even death as they work in Canada. These workers' health declines due to unsafe working conditions. Foreign temporary workers often report working over 15 hours a day with no days off and are not entitled to overtime pay. Some workers, like caregivers, have other expertise and qualifications and are expected to apply those other skills without fair compensation. Temporary foreign workers also experience a health decline due to poor living conditions. They experience crowding, lack of access to drinkable water, and inadequate food refrigeration, poor sanitation facilities, and pest infestations. These poor living conditions also led to the COVID-19 exposure and subsequent deaths of many workers. As we hope you are aware, the Migrant Workers Alliance for Change reported that the Canadian government continues to refuse to establish national housing standards for safe and equitable housing.
Let's discuss our second argument. Migrant workers experience high levels of social isolation while working in Canada, which lead to psychological difficulties. Temporary foreign workers experience social isolation because they work in areas remote from urban centers and social activities. Caregivers also experience isolation because they live in their employers' homes, with little social interactions and support. As you know, temporary foreign workers are separated from their families and children. But were you aware that they can experience loss, stress, guilt, grief, and a loss of closeness from this separation? that loneliness can lead to mental health disorders such as depression, anxiety disorders, and substance abuse disorders.
Lastly, we want to highlight that the healthcare system set up for temporary migrant workers is inadequate. So workers must rely on their employers to navigate the healthcare system. But as we know, there is wide variability in how employers treat workers. Workers hesitate and avoid reporting occupational injuries due to fear of deportation and termination from their employers. So, workers would rather suffer than get medical help, because they are so afraid that they may get fired and sent back home. Mr. MPP, they can't just change jobs if they're subjected to abuse. There is a lengthy process to request a change in employers and must be filed by the employer. And during that process, the workers are without income or a place to stay.
Mr. MPP, thank you so much for hearing our arguments. Those affected also need to have their voices heard, so thank you for inviting migrant workers to also speak today.
It's always like that. So instead of leaving the family that I'm working, now which I am not happy, I have to stay, which is hard. I have to stay. I'm worried my family because I'm earning the money for my family, not just for myself.
We've been treated like a machine. We just want them to recognize that we are still human.
If you're a teacher back home, of course you know how to teach kids. That's another add-on to the job. If you're good in mending clothes, again, that's another add-on. And it goes on and on. So work never stops.
I've done this for many years, but what do I gain? I'll leave my body here?
I live with my employer with no lock, just in the basement and a bed in there but no lock, no room. I did not know that the bed they sleep in was their dog's bed until the daughter told me.
I just kept it to myself and just cry every night.
So I just got home, and before I go inside, I'm here reflecting on the meeting we just had with the MPP. It was a productive meeting, and they heard us, and we laid out our most important point of views. First, migrant workers experience unsafe working conditions and substandard living conditions, leading to harm and injury to the workers. Second, migrant workers feel powerless and alone while working in Canada, leading to detrimental mental health disorders. And third, the current federal health system serving migrant workers is not enough. And as a surprise to us, 3 migrant workers who are also part of the advocacy group came and spoke about their experiences while working in Canada. I know our work is going to continue to gain traction because just a few minutes ago, we got a call from government officials inviting us to another meeting. Wait, was it next week or next month? Yes, next month. To continue the conversation about migrant workers having access to all healthcare while in Canada. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are new to this channel, please go back and watch our previous videos on our advocacy work, and you'll see that migrant workers should receive access to all healthcare while in Canada. How do you feel about this? We'd love to see all your comments, and we try our best to respond to them. So let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching.